New tonight, $1 billion. That is the shortfall facing Colorado lawmakers who are working to balance the budget. Now, cuts are inevitable. But increasing Medicaid costs, those are one of several factors blamed for this deficit. The Joint Budget Committee wants to have a plan ready for the General Assembly a week from tomorrow, so the clock's ticking. Now, part of the process for the Joint Budget Committee is hearing from different state departments, one of which is under the microscope this year. Pending the governor's approval, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, CBI, will likely be allowed $3 million to roll over into next year to help clear a historic backlog of DNA rape kits. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon explains why some advocates want to see more done to ensure this kind of backlog never happens again, and CBI's response to that.
Across the street from the Colorado State Capitol.
We're behind.
Is where the Joint Budget Committee
It will be a long week.
works to balance the budget.
The deadline could be as early as March 24th. It could be a little bit after that.
State Senator Barbara Kirkmeyer says that's a tall task this year.
We're about $1 billion short. We're in the hole kind of thing. So we're in the process of making cuts.
On top of that,
There's a timing issue here, and it's so very frustrating. I think it's frustrating for all of us.
the committee must consider how to handle what's happening at the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, where more than 14,000 people are waiting an estimated 560 days for the results of their DNA rape kits.
This backlog is unacceptable. We agree with that.
On Thursday, the deputy director of CBI, Lance Allen, told lawmakers they plan to reduce the turnaround time on sexual assault evidence kits to roughly 230 days by 2026, hitting their 90-day goal early in 2027.
We won't be satisfied just with that. We will continue to work to drive it down, but we have to get there first.
Last week, the Joint Budget Committee approved a legislative staff recommendation related to CBI. The proposal would establish that local crime labs are paid $2,000 if they complete testing on a SANE kit that's currently part of the backlog. Joint Budget Committee staff say the goal is to look at local labs as a solution to the problems at CBI. Another recommendation would ensure that going forward, local labs are paid $1,000 for any rape kits they complete that are not in the backlog, with the hope of spreading out state resources.
Some more concrete, long-term ways of addressing the backlog so that it doesn't happen again.
Kelsey Harbert understands what it's like to have to wait on such personal results.
I've had to have a forensic exam done as a kid when I was abused.
She helped create these recommendations.
If we have these other labs that are more local, but they're following the exact same procedures and the same standards that CBI has to follow because they're FBI accredited, why not use them?
Another part of the proposal would establish an independent statewide sexual assault kit coordinator.
It's someone who has survivors' best interests in mind, but has access to all agencies, municipal and state level, and has access to the legislature to flag this stuff early.
In a statement, CBI tells us they're worried this proposal will greatly compromise their current plan, and they're not convinced other regional labs have the capacity to assist, claiming these recommendations will only move the backlog instead of addressing it.
Unfortunately, nationally, there is a shortage of DNA scientist experience, and so all of us are hiring new college graduates that do not have experience.
CBI is asking the committee to reconsider these recommendations, and the clock is ticking.
We don't want to just be quick. We want to be right, and we want to be accurate.
With lawmakers gearing up for what's sure to be a long week. Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
That DNA rape kit backlog was exacerbated after an investigation into a former analyst, Yvonne Missy Woods. Investigators found she mishandled DNA testing for more than 1,000 cases. And as a result, half of all the lab work done at CBI last year was dedicated to reviewing the nearly 30 years of cases she worked on. Woods faces more than 100 felonies related to her alleged misconduct. Going a step further, another bill hopes to increase transparency when it comes to clearing that DNA testing backlog. Senate Bill 170 requires an update every 30 days from CBI to lawmakers that explains their progress on forensic testing. If the governor signs the bill into law, those updates will start this month and run through June of next year.